looking right now at some hot temperatures around the southeast. Very hot outside.
Yes, it was a very hot day.
Yeah, and we're going to continue this heat for just a little bit longer until we get some relief. We'll talk about that later.
Yes, heat there is.
I'm going to send it to the video.
Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Sloan Haynes on this gorgeous Tuesday evening. If we look behind me, the sun is out. There are a few clouds in the areas with our temperatures sticking towards the upper 90s right now. We're still a bit muggy due to some Gulf moisture in the area, causing us to feel a little hotter than normal with our feels like temperatures throughout much of the Big Bend above 100. Reminders to take those precautionary measures for your health and stay hydrated. Wear sunscreen while you're outside because we do have a high UV index today. As we see, the sun is shining bright. I might be squinting right now, but it's still a beautiful day to go out and do something. These clear conditions are going to continue into the evening hours with some clouds beginning to roll through overnight, opening us up for some rain showers tomorrow afternoon into the evening. So if you're going to be out tomorrow, have your umbrella with you. Stay tuned tonight to keep an eye on the tropics when we'll see rain next, and hopefully we'll be under 90 degrees soon. Good evening.
Thank you so much, Sloan, for that overview of what's happening around Tallahassee. But like we said earlier, it's hot outside.
Yeah, I mean, she must have been very hot up there. I
bet it was like, the heat index was like 100.
Well, it
is 100, I'm pretty sure, right now.
Right, we got to a record today for the day today. 100 degrees, which was broken the previous record of 99 degrees back in 1927.
Wow, that is smoking hot.
Not only has it been hot here, Ariana, it's been dry as well, and luckily we will see some relief in that area.
Yes, I would rather have a nice hot, dry heat than like one of those typical Florida afternoon humid and just like hot and rainy, honestly. But we will have relief, like Dylan said. We'll tell you more about that later in the show. We're also going to be taking a sneak peek at the tropics too.
Yeah, not only is the Atlantic Basin just firing up right now, the East Pacific Basin firing up as well, even the Central Pacific trying to get in on that action with a couple areas of interest. But we'll talk about the Atlantic disturbances in just a bit with the Southeast segment.
Yes, we'll do that. So we're going to send it off to the wall actually right now and talk more about the Southeast. Dylan's going to take it to the wall with us.
Yeah,
in just a second.
Well, I mean, you guys already saw the preview of the temperatures around the southeast, and we're at 100 degrees still here in Tallahassee. We're at 100 at 4 p.m. We're still at 100 Montgomery, seeing 101 degrees. Hot conditions throughout the entire part. You do see a bit of a cool spot, and that's because of Tropical Storm Imelda right now sitting over Texas. Has already made landfall, went through the progression of becoming a tropical depression, then a tropical storm, and then making landfall all in the same hour. So it's been a crazy event for that. And again, the heat is sticking around for just a little bit longer, and we'll see why we get some relief later. You do see those higher dew points along the coast of Louisiana and Texas due to Tropical Storm Imelda. Some drier conditions kind of starting to funnel its way into the southeast, and we'll see some more relief as we go on. Heat indexes, though, as Ariana said, it's not feeling good outside. This is the temperature of what it feels like outside, so it feels like 102 here in Tallahassee, even though it actually is 100, which might not seem much of a difference, but that dew point really fires things up and makes it feel uncomfortable. But the big story we're talking about, Tropical Storm Imelda right there. You can see Humberto over to the east, just moving towards Bermuda right now. And this is actually the combination of that high pressure system and Humberto has created what we call a backdoor cold front, which isn't usual, takes the usual path of a normal cold front, which moves from west to east. This just comes down and brings some cooler air from the Arctic, making it feel more comfortable. And we'll zoom in just a bit. High pressure sitting over the Gulf right now. But you see Imelda right there. And for the next 24 hours, we'll see Imelda start to bring those rain conditions, possibly some flooding conditions is really the biggest concern with this. Wind not really a factor. It's the rain, it's the flooding that's associated with this, kind of reminiscent of Hurricane Harvey we had from a couple of years ago. But then you see over my shoulder, the front make its way down, bring some rainy conditions, but then start to bring some relief. So these are some good conditions we'll see over the next couple of hours. And you see Imelda sticking around, just bringing a lot of rain. It's probably going to be downgraded to a tropical depression by tonight. And as we go into tonight's forecast, we have cooler conditions that are going to start to come into our area. We have Charleston getting down to 71 degrees. Tampa and the rest of Florida staying very, very warm. And as we look at tomorrow as well, seeing very warm conditions, but you start to see the movement of the front come in, and the movement of the front come in, and bring some relief into Charleston and Atlanta. Here in Tallahassee, we'll still have to deal with one more day of heat. And then as we get into talking about the tropics, we have Tropical Storm Imelda right here on top of Houston, seeing 40-mile-per-hour winds. Pressure is going to start to increase as it interacts with land and starts to weaken. As we get into Tropical Depression 10, we have that cone right now. This is only going out 3 days because there's still some uncertainty with this. We do have it getting up to a hurricane by Friday at 2 p.m., 35-mile-per-hour winds, so it's still technically a depression. Could be upgraded to a tropical storm at any point tonight. And finally, Hurricane Humberto, forecast to become a major hurricane, the second one this season, with Category 3 into Wednesday. The only place it's really going to affect is Bermuda as of now, and it's expected once it hits that peak of Category 3 strength, it will weaken after that, move off past Bermuda, which does have a tropical storm warning currently in effect. Now let's send it over to Ariana to talk about Local 1.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dylan. Talking about Humberto, getting all that rain in the Atlantic. But if we look at that Panama City campus, it is beautiful. You can see that albedo reflecting off the water from that sun. All that means is just a reflection of light off surfaces, and it's just stunning. It's beautiful. If I was at the beach right now, it would be a great day. I wish I was at the beach. But if you look at that satellite and radar, it's also beautiful in Tallahassee. Not a cloud in the sky around us. That's going to be changing a little bit tomorrow, but that's why it felt so hot today when you were walking in that class, because that sun was just beating down on your skin a lot, and it was very hot. But if you look at that satellite and radar, what we can focus on for our area tomorrow, you can see this low pressure system sitting right above Tallahassee and under Atlanta. This is going to be bringing all that rain to us tomorrow, all those possible rain chances that we haven't really seen throughout the past week or so. But that temperature, like Dylan said, is going to be very relieved, and we're going to feel relief because it's going to drop below 90s, because right now we're sitting at 100 in Tallahassee at almost 6:30 p.m., which is crazy. That sun is still beating down. You thought the hottest part of the day was 12. It's 6:15 p.m. because it is 100 degrees. And sitting around us too are high 90s. Apalachicola is a little lower because of that sea breeze cooling off the air just a tad, but it is still 93 degrees down there. And luckily, like we stated at the desk earlier, the dew point isn't as high as it usually is. So 62 at Tallahassee, it's sitting pretty low compared to what we usually are at. And it's not going to be a humid heat. It's more of a dry heat. So you're not going to be feeling that moisture in the air when you're walking around. It's just a dry heat, and it is just hot outside. But like we said, it's going to be changing, so this is good. And that heat index is 102, like we said earlier. That's just crazy hot. Make sure you wear sunscreen when these conditions occur, because that sun is beating down on you. But those next 24 hours are looking pretty clear onto the early morning, but you can see those clouds will be coming back in around 6 p.m. and earlier tomorrow. So we're going to be expecting those rain chances later in the afternoon, like those typical Florida days. So bring your umbrella and your rain jacket if you're walking to class tomorrow for your late afternoon classes, because you may get stuck in a shower possibly. But for tonight, 73 degrees. Beautiful night to eat dinner outside, honestly. It's going to be great. Not too humid. It's a beautiful night at 73. And tomorrow, what you can expect, still going to be hot, but it's going to be a little rainy. Like I said, bring your umbrella, pull out your rain boots again, because you're going to be expecting that rain throughout the day towards the later afternoon. And that marine forecast is sitting pretty well for tomorrow. But we're going to have Sloan talk to you a little bit about the tropics, a little bit more, and some surprise city forecasts.
So Dylan did just cover the tropics for us, Ariana. I'm just clicking through the graphics here. Sorry about that. But we're going to take a look at what's happening in Washington. We're picking a city every week, as right now there's not too much happening impacting the state of Florida. So we're going to focus on different areas throughout the country. If we take a look out west, we do see we have a high pressure system sitting in the northwest, and then some rain coming onshore into the Washington area due to a cold front that's sitting right along the coastline, and it's trapping that moisture and pushing that Pacific moisture onshore, causing them to have a higher rain chances. Right now, we do see these showers moving across the state into the region towards Spokane. We see that the western portion of the state is the only area that's really without that has sunshine right now. The rest of the state does have a high rain chances throughout the evening hours and even lingering into tomorrow morning. Temperature-wise, though, fairly comfortable. 64 in Burlington and Mount Vernon, 58 in Seattle, 62 in Olympia. And we look, the only two places with sun are Olympia and Spokane, which are sitting about 62 and 63 degrees. The coolest place in the state, though, is Seattle, sitting at 58. Dew point wise, very moist towards the coastline with those rain showers coming onshore. That front is trapping the moisture along the state, and the rest of the region is fairly dry with dew points 48 in Moses Lake and 39 towards Spokane International Airport. Heat index compared to what we're seeing down here in Florida, they stick true to their temperature since they don't have a lot of moisture in the air and they don't have higher temperatures. It's fairly comfortable out there, a little chilly, probably some sweatshirt and light jacket weather, but we have these counterclockwise winds we see right there tilting that way due to that low pressure system bringing that moisture onshore, causing to have these higher rain chances throughout the region. For tonight though, if we zoom into Seattle, Washington, early evening showers, then clear skies overnight. They have a low of about 55 degrees. And looking at tomorrow, morning showers again, 65. The showers are going to pick back up a bit, but then by Thursday, sun's out again, some clouds in the area, but we're sticking in the upper 60s for the region, and then sun and clouds on Friday as well. Now I'm going to pass things off to Ariana. Take a look at the national.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sloan. You gave us a little bit of a sneak peek of the northwest area, but we're going to take a look at the rest of the national. You can see that this temperature down in the southeast is pretty hot, pretty smoking hot like we've been talking about all day. And if you move more west, it gets a little cooler. You could see this cold front right here that you'll see in a second sitting right above Denver and near Bismarck. It's moving towards Bismarck as the day goes on. And then towards the west, you can see those temperatures are chilly because it's the west and they're getting that cool air from the north. You can really see it in those dew points too. You can see all this dry air coming in from the north, making those dew points low and that air dry. Unlike us, when you're sitting down there in Miami, 65, New Orleans has a dew point of 75. It is humid down there. They are right next to the coast, so that's why. But those humid temperatures also make the temperature rise too. New Orleans is sitting at 98, but you can see around in the western area, those temperatures are much lower. They have drier air, they have cooler temperatures. They're getting that northerly wind up from Canada, from the coast, so it's going to be a lot cooler in that area. Like I said earlier, that satellite and radar will show this cold front right here that I was talking about. You could really see it on that temperature map. You could see those differences in temperatures. And that cold front just makes those temperatures drop. It's going to bring some rain to the area. So if you're in the Denver area, pull out your raincoat. I know they saw some snow in Colorado earlier this week, which is crazy. And like we said earlier, this low pressure system sitting right below Atlanta is going to be affecting us into the next day or two. So we're going to get some relief here in Tallahassee, and they will also in Denver. But that storm outlook, nothing too crazy going on, just a little marginal risk up near Minneapolis and Billings. But the rest of this light green is just thunderstorms around the area, scattered thunderstorms, which is pretty normal for a summer day because of all that heat rising from the surface going into the atmosphere, making those afternoon showers very possible. So that's what's going on right here, and we can see it down here too, where that tropical storm is making landfall currently in the Houston area. It's going to be making storms possible in that area also. And tomorrow we can expect just some thunderstorms around the area, stretching from the north to the south. Nothing too insane or crazy going on, which is good, honestly. We don't want that. Like Sloan said about the west earlier, though, you can see that here near the Washington-Portland area, there is a low pressure system moving off onto land from the coast, so that's going to be bringing rain to them in that area, like Sloan mentioned earlier. And here we have some severe thunderstorms moving out of the Minnesota area into Canada. So if you're in that area, just be aware because those do look a little severe. So if those look like they were popping up, so just stay weather aware if you're in this area. But this is the main focus, honestly, because you can see this tropical storm moving onto land. That nice counterclockwise flow is bringing all that warm, moist temperatures and putting it into the atmosphere and making it just rain onto them. It's going to be humid. So watch out for flooding in this area because I know this has been something that has happened in the past. Flooding is a very serious thing. But for tonight, what you can expect around the country, pretty decent temperatures. It's going to be raining up in the west, like we said. And as we come near the east, it's just getting warmer and warmer. Like we already talked about, Tallahassee, you're sitting at 73. And in the north, you're going to be feeling pretty good tonight. And for tomorrow, pretty much the same. You can see this cold front moving across the country at that temperature difference. But we're going to be taking a look at the local radar, too. Dylan, tell us what's happening locally.
Thank you very much, Ariana. Well, locally, we're looking very cloudy in this morning, but as the day goes on, we start to warm up. Oh, well, the time lapse isn't working. This must have been from another day. Sorry about that, folks. But for our rain almanac, we talked about how we were dry on the desk. Well, we're definitely very dry. We're about 16 inches lower than we should be at this point in the year. The last couple of months, we have 0 inches, and we're supposed to be at 2.86 inches for this time of year. So we're really, really dry. This rain that we're seeing, a good relief for us, but it's only short-lived for a little bit, so not the best conditions. Currently right now, 100 degrees outside. It's very clear, so that sun is beating down on you, not making it feel too good. And with that wind, well, you got calm winds, so again, no relief there. But we're gonna see some pattern changes around the area, not a single cloud in sight. Tallahassee, I don't know why they're reporting a cloud. It was clear skies. We just saw that, folks. But again, closer to the coast, more mild conditions. Farther you go inland, you see that relief. So you see some hotter temperatures because you don't have that relief. Our dew points, though, a little bit moist. We're going to see some dropping of these dew points as our lows drop into the 60s. We see our dew points drop as well. That cold front really going to bring some better conditions, and our heat index making it feel very, very hot outside. And for our radar, you're seeing nothing in sight for now, but as we go look at the airport delay, you're not going to have a delay. If you're going to the airport, but you might be very hot moving your luggage to the airport, so not the best conditions for that. And for your day planner tomorrow, waking up warm with 74 degrees, the clouds come back into our area, and then the rain chances do as well, getting up to 98 degrees as our high tomorrow. Not the best. Again, we have that heat, we have a bit of rain, but then after that, it'll all be worth it when we have some beautiful conditions. And as we take a look for our football game this weekend, not too bad, more relief for that. 86 degrees is our temperature for kickoff at 3:30, so much better in our week ahead. You do see those rainy, hot conditions stick around. We drop 10 degrees as we get into Thursday with 88, some clear skies, and we're finally under those 90-degree temperatures. And look at our lows, 66 degrees. Absolutely pleasant way to wake up in the morning. But now on the desk, Ariana and Salone, because it's hurricane season, we're going to talk about some hurricane preparedness, right?
Exactly, Dylan. We do see a few storms that's starting to heat back up again.
A few
Storms happening right now. We want to start off with describing a watch and a warning, since there is some confusion with that with the public. We make sure that you know, because we have watches issued and warnings issued by the National Weather Service, and that might change your plan for that specific storm, but you should always be prepared.
Yes, so to start off, what exactly is a watch? A watch means it could happen. The meteorologists and the National Weather Service are looking for it. The atmosphere is perfect for it. They're looking for this thing, like a tornado warning, or a tornado watch, sorry, I mixed it up too. The atmospheric conditions are perfect, but they're looking for that funnel cloud, whereas a warning is it will happen. They have seen that funnel cloud in the sky, and that is when you really, really, really need to start listening to what your meteorologists, your local meteorologists are saying.
I just said either way, you need to be prepared for the storm. Just in case you are told to evacuate, you have the necessary preparations in step to be able to evacuate efficiently and as soon as possible.
Yes, exactly. Because when they tell you to evacuate, they really want you to evacuate then, so it's the least chaotic process as possible. But if you do stay, which they tell you to evacuate, you shouldn't. You should always stock up on water bottles, batteries, non-perishable food items. What else do you need?
Flashlights. Those are must. Maybe some blankets in case it does get colder, rain jackets, just stuff to keep you and your family prepared. Even though there's no imminent storms for the state of Florida right now, you should always have a preparation kit when the hurricane season starts, because you never know when the storm is going to strike. We always say it takes one, and we've seen that here in the Panhandle. So make sure that you have those preparations, you have the supplies before it strikes, just so that Publix always sells out first of water and non-perishable food items when there is a hurricane forecasted.
Yeah, I was about to say, go get your water bottles. That's important because they're definitely in stock right now. So get a pack of water bottles just in case, because last week was just the peak of hurricane season. So we're still going strong into hurricane season. It is only September and it lasts till mid-October, I think. But so just point of the story, be prepared. It is still a hurricane season. Listen to your meteorologists. They know what they're talking about, for sure.
And now we're going to send it off to the wall for Dylan. Take a look at Florida.
Florida looking a little better than it is here in Tallahassee. Look at Key West right now and you see a bunch of clouds making it feel just 10 degrees cooler. Their current condition is 90 degrees right now. Here in Tallahassee, we're still seeing 100 degrees with a slight cloud sticking around. Pensacola at 95. The farther you go south, the more cloud cover you have, the more comfortable conditions. You do see 87 in West Palm Beach, so it is in fact cooler in West Palm Beach, Miami, Fort Myers, Tampa. All these places are cooler than it is here in Tallahassee, and you wouldn't normally think that's the case because they're farther south. Dew points though, you do see those higher dew points the farther you go south, so you might see a bit of a higher heat index, and we can kind of see this here. 94 is the heat index in Miami, 93 in West Palm Beach, so feeling a little bit warmer. Fort Myers almost feeling as hot as it is here in Tallahassee at 102. Pensacola seeing 100 heat index, which is the temperature that it feels like outside. You combine the temperature and the dew point, and that's when you get this heat index for us. And then we do see this cold front, this backdoor cold front, due to this high pressure system and Umberto kind of forcing down some cooler air from the north into our area here in Tallahassee. Not going to really impact the rest of the state though, because they are kind of just straggling out in the ocean, so we're not going to see as big of an impact. You do have some spotty showers sitting off the coast of Miami, but no rain conditions right now through the entirety of the state. If you see a little blip right there, might be a fire or just some clutter. No rain for us here in Tallahassee. And as we go into the next couple of hours, we do see some clouds pick up down into South Florida, and you start to see the start of the rain chances. You start to see some clouds come in, and then the rain chances start to fire up as we get into tomorrow afternoon. But after tomorrow afternoon, a lot of these rain chances are going to disappear. You see into the evening, too, those rain chances are sticking around with about a 30% chance of rain for tomorrow evening. And you do see it sticking down all the way through the state as this cold front will push through just a bit. Tonight's forecast seeing warm conditions just sticking around for one more day. 76 degrees is the tonight's low in Pensacola. Here in Tallahassee seeing 73 degrees, into Gainesville seeing 69, so not the best conditions. Even 76 and 78, that's just so warm down in South Florida and Miami. For tomorrow though, we do have that storm outlook, and we're only seeing a tropical storm, which isn't even really considered a level on the storm outlook, but this does indicate where we're going to see the most of the storms for the area. Here down from Tallahassee to Tampa, so seeing a lot of storms sticking around. And into tomorrow, we do see those rain chances really greater towards the northeast of Florida. Down as you go farther south, you don't see the effects of the cold front pushing through as much, only seeing 90 degrees, no rain chances down into Miami. Tampa seeing 94 degrees there, and another warm day for us in the Panhandle with 98 degrees in Pensacola and 98 degrees here in Tallahassee. Now let's send it over to Sloan to talk about the local.
Thanks, Dylan. We have a beautiful sunset right now over Doak Campbell Stadium. The sun is out. A few clouds have been rolling through the area, but other than that, there's not a lot happening right now. We do have a hot temperature at the moment of about 97 degrees in Quincy, 100 in Tallahassee, very warm still. Apalachicola a bit cooler at 93, Bainbridge at 98, and Thomasville at 97. Dew point wise, we're still feeling a bit muggy outside, and it's a little bit above average for us this time of year. 62 in Tallahassee, 65 in Perry, and then a bit drier, 59 in Thomasville and Bainbridge. Dylan mentioned this, as we get those hotter temperatures and these bit muggy dew points, we get our feels like temperatures of this heat index, and it's feeling hotter than what it is outside. If you remember, Apalachicola is at 93 degrees right now, but it feels like it's at 98. Tallahassee is at 102 right now, and it feels like it is 100 right now. So just remember that with these hotter temperatures, drink some water. The sun is out still, so put on some sunscreen. We have a few pop-up showers here in the area, but not a lot happening other than that. Clear skies is out. We saw that on the Doak Campbell cam. It's a beautiful night. It's still hot, maybe not the best outdoor workout weather, but it's a great night. You know, maybe go on a nice walk, eat dinner outside, enjoy your time on Landis. We've been talking about this cold front making its way towards the Big Bend region. That's due to that high pressure system in the north and Umberto, which we see sitting off the coast of the Carolinas right now. It's causing us to bring this cold air down and sort of make us a bit colder, but so those rain chances increase for us. Not a lot happening tomorrow morning. Clear skies throughout the Big Bend. Some clouds are beginning to move over, and then by tomorrow afternoon, we see these showers pick back up thanks to that front that's moving through and having thunderstorms in our forecast for tomorrow afternoon into the evening. Tonight, though, some clouds here and there, as you just saw on the 24 hours, but 73 in Tallahassee, 76 in Apalachicola, and 71 in Bainbridge. And then for tomorrow, it is still hot outside. We're not breaking 90 yet. 96 in Monticello, 94 in Thomasville, and then 98 in Quincy and Tallahassee. And then if you plan on going to the game this weekend, we're going to be under 90 degrees for the kickoff at 3:30, 86 degrees by then, hopefully. Wear sunscreen, stay hydrated, very high in UV index. Remember, always go Knowles. For the next 7 days, stormy afternoon, 98 degrees is our high. Then we drop by 10 degrees on Thursday, and we're finally under 90 degrees. 88 is expected as your high on Thursday. Sun and clouds are going to linger throughout much of the next 7 days, but those temperatures are unfortunately going right back up into the 90s. But that sun is out, which is making us cling on to summer a little longer in the Big Bend. How do you feel about that, Dylan?
Well, it looks like we're going from an A+ with 98 degrees to a B with 88 degrees, but I'll take a B any day when it means cooler temperatures.
I will take the B for a nice below 90 degrees. It might be a different world for us here in Tallahassee.
Yeah, I mean, we have some relief when it comes to our temperatures and our dew points, and it's just a little more comfortable. It's not amazing, but it's a little more comfortable, a little more bearable.
Again, it might be just that difference we need here in the Big Bend. But if we take a look, those temperatures go right back up into the 90s, unfortunately, and especially on game day.
Yeah, not the best conditions for game day. Luckily, it's a little bit later in the afternoon, which you might get a little heat at the beginning, but you have that relief after you get to the highest point in the day, usually about 3 or 4 o'clock.
So 91 degrees is our high. Might feel that going on through the day. Sun and clouds on Sunday too. I know the icon says it'll be sunny, but I would expect a few clouds there throughout the day. Then opening up for the work week, still hot in Cuba, not the best conditions to walk to class.
Yeah, and that's about the time we'll start looking at the impacts of Tropical Depression 10 right now. It's going to be making its way over probably a hurricane around this time, so it's a good time to see the preparations and see how that's looking just in a couple of days from now. You never know, things can change.
As Ariana and I mentioned, make sure that you're prepared now instead of later. Publix, Walmart, they're the first things to run out of water and non-perishable food items. You want to have that kit now just in case. I have a case of water sitting in my dorm room right now, as well as some snacks just to get me through in case we lose power.
Right, exactly. And looking at the 7-day again, we do see only one day with really rain chances, and that's not good for our crops. We talked about the rainfall index. We're going to start to see these drought conditions really pick up if this continues in past next week.
And a lot of rain with those drought conditions can open us up for some minor flooding in low-level areas. That's something we would have to keep our eye on. But make sure you follow us on Twitter for all of our weather updates.
You can also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSU Weather. And don't forget to watch us live on YouTube. If you are right now, thank you.
Thanks, Mom. And be sure to follow us on Instagram at FSU Weather. We always love seeing your pictures sent in to us, and you could even be featured.
Yeah, but again, another bit of day of bad conditions with some high temperatures and a little bit of rain, but then some relief afterwards.
That B is what we need.
That B, get that B, everybody.
For everybody here, I'm student meteorologist Sloan Haynes.
And I'm student meteorologist Dylan Leith. Have a great night.